There was no sign of Tropical Storm Fito in Mokpo, as first free practice for the Korean Grand Prix began in glorious conditions. And while Fernando Alonso was going fastest, a couple of the more experienced drivers showed they were not averse to exploring the limits of the circuit as well.
Yeah, back end just lets go on him, doesn't it?
So with the track rubbering in, the time started to fall. But Sebastian Vettel's effort was immediately beaten by Nico Rosberg. But Hamilton was about to go even quicker.
And he goes fastest, so Lewis Hamilton now on first one into the 1 minute 39.
Before the session finished with a bang.
All right, and we got it off. Kimi Raikkonen's crashed. Kimi Raikkonen's crashed out of the final corner into that little sequence just coming onto the start-finish straight.
So a big job for the Lotus team to do ahead of practice 2. Second practice began with the Lotus team continuing to put Kimi Raikkonen's car back together after his big crash in the morning session. Webber was the first of the frontrunners to try out the super soft tyres, and it paid immediate dividends for the Red Bull driver. But Hamilton was a man on a mission.
Across that final curb, and through he comes, and is this going to be the quickest time? It is, 1:38.6. He's just gone a tenth quicker than Mark Webber.
And with all the teams working on race pace in the final half hour, there were no changes at the top of the time charts for the rest of the session.
Hey there guys, aarava here and bring you my F1 2013 100% race ultra modded career mode, and we're back once again with episode 14 at the Korean Grand Prix. As you can see, I've got the night mod installed for the Korean Grand Prix. That's because as F1 fans, we all know the Korean Grand Prix is not that interesting. It's part of the reason why it was lopped off the calendar. So I've installed the night mod in an attempt to protect myself from falling asleep during the race, and hopefully not sleeping at the wheel, which would be quite dangerous indeed. So yeah, hopefully that will add a bit of spice. And also we've got 62% chance of rain, which will also add some spice there. Going through the setup now, usual Korean Grand Prix setup. I've added a bit more front wing than usual. And we've got, as usual, the fixed gear ratios. 4 clicks to the right from the default position. Should hurt us a tiny bit at career, because you actually want it a bit higher than 4 clicks to the right. But we should get some good acceleration. And now we're looking at the strategy. It's a 2-stop. We're going about 10-ish laps on the first stint. We'll see how that goes, and we'll also have to see when the rain comes. Hopefully it comes after the first stint. You know, I would like that to be the case, but we'll have to see. But let's get onto the grid for the Korean Grand Prix, and it's another crucial race to try and extend our lead in the championship. But yeah, let's get onto the grid. So here we go for the Korean Grand Prix. We are revving up to 5 red lights for this Korean Grand Prix. Got a long one ahead of us, and we are off. And we've got 55 laps ahead of us here at the Yongnam circuit. And we're 22nd as usual, starting from the back, and we'll have to see how we go down to this turn 1. We're going to take it very nice and easy. Just going to maybe try and go down the middle of these Marussias and Caterhams, getting very close to Van der Garde there. Going down the inside of him, and Ricciardo got squeezed off. I think he may have got a bit of contact. But now going down the main straight, going to try and slipstream Van der Garde, see what we can do. Going down to this hairpin. The hairpin is always a very tricky one, very easy to lock up, especially on high fuel. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm just missing Van der Garde, and oh god, nearly missing Chilton, as Chilton just went right on me very harshly. We've overtaken Chilton. We're up to 18th place behind Gutierrez. Shouldn't be a problem now. We're going to use our Renault power to overtake the Sauber Ferrari We're going to go around the outside, and we're getting squeezed off a tiny bit. We had to go around the outside of, I think that was another Caterham there, who was going very slowly. Yes, it was a Caterham, so we had to go around the outside of him. Give back the position to Vettel briefly, but now we're right behind him in 16th place, and getting a bit of oversteer on that corner. Very tricky, especially if you go over the bump. You can easily lose the rear. But up to 16th place at the moment, and you must say it's looking okay at the moment. Looks like the front runner's kind of stretching ahead of us. We'll have to try and make a few overtakes on to the next section. Maybe we can dive down the inside here. Yes, we can, on the inside of Vettel and his teammate Paul di Resta. Maybe Paul di Resta comes back at me. We're going side by side now. We've overtaken the Toro Rosso, but we're still going side by side with Paul di Resta here through the left-hander of the double apex left-hander. We've got the move done, and into the next section, this street-style section here at Korea. I believe even they jokingly said this was going to be like a actual city circuit at the last sector. They're apparently going to build a city around the third sector. Oh, how plans change. So we're up to 13th place now on lap 2. Going down the main straight. Can we get a slipstream on Nico Hülkenberg? But he's trying to overtake my teammate, so we may have to go for a slipstream on my teammate. Yes, we can slipstream my teammate. Maybe get a double slipstream. We're going to try and get Hülkenberg slipstreaming him, then go down the inside of Hülkenberg. That was an awesome move. And yeah, that was pretty good. Got a double slipstream and got 2 moves done in 1, so that's pretty good. And now we're going to chase after Mark Webber. We're up to 11th place now. He's in 10th, and that's the first points paying position. We're right behind Mark Webber on lap 3, and we're going to try and overtake him now. We should have DRS, I think. Yes, we do. Yeah, there we go. We're going to open the rear flap, get more speed than Mark Webber, and we've overtaken him. Pretty easy move there on the Red Bull man. But now we're behind Felipe Massa, it looks like, in the Ferrari, who is behind, I think that's Sergio Perez in the McLaren. So hopefully we can try and overtake Massa in the next few corners and get on to the top 6-ish. So we're going to try and maybe make a move down the inside. Nope, we're going to stick it around the outside even. We're going to try and make a move. Maybe try the cutback and see if that works out. But no, Massa's held it on the corner. Looks like he's really defending quite well. So we're going to have to kind of be patient. Maybe wait for the next lap on the pit straight. That seems like a very easy place to pass, really. But now we're coming on to the pit straight as we go through the right-hander, through to the left corner. That bump, we graze it, and the sparks start flying. And now we've got the slipstream on Massa. We're going to open the DRS, and can we make a move on Felipe Massa down to the first corner? It's going to be tricky. It's a very tight first corner. We're going to give him the room. Looks like he's still got the position, and he's going to give us the room. He's squeezing us onto the apex, though. Going wheel to wheel here. We're going to open the DRS surely and use a bit of curves down the straight, and we should have him right now as we open the rear flap. And the DRS and our Renault power should be no match for the Ferrari engine with no DRS. And down to the hairpin now, we may be able to even overtake Perez. Going to try a lunge down the inside. Perez gives us the room, respect to him. And we're going to try, maybe use the curves. We're going to slipstream him. Then we're going to go to the right. We're using enough of the curves here to try and overtake him. And we've got the move done. And we've even saved a bit of curves for the rest of the sector to try and maybe gain on, I think that's Fernando Alonso. Well, it was Fernando Alonso, but it looks like he's overtaking Grosjean, so we're going to have to try and take the Frenchman first before we get onto the Spaniard. Now we've opened the DRS, and it should be another easy move. Really easy passes here at the Korean Grand Prix. Maybe this might be another easy Grand Prix for us. I mean, I'm not saying Singapore was that easy because we did have to work quite hard at the end of the Grand Prix, but it looks like this one's being a fairly easy one at the moment, going up to maybe P6 at the moment as we're using the curves. Raikkonen getting awfully close to my left tyre there. But we've got the Iceman indeed on lap 5, and now we're behind the Spaniard, Fernando Alonso, the first of our rivals. Of course, if you don't know, Alonso, Vettel and Hamilton are our rivals at the moment. But now on to the next lap, and we're going to chase down Fernando Alonso in the same place we got his teammate. Maybe can we maybe get him to the first corner? We didn't quite get his teammate Massa into the first corner. Can we get Alonso down to the inside? And we have actually got it. Alonso has kind of given up on that pass. So surprisingly, Massa was actually a bit more fighty than his teammate Alonso there. So now we're up to 5th place on lap 6, and now we might get Jenson Button here. Slipstreaming, opening the DRS. We're going to go down the inside. Looks like he's going to squeeze us awfully close there. Just got past him, and we're through for 4th place, which will be very nice to see. As we look ahead, we've got Nico Rosberg in 3rd place. I believe Vettel is in 2nd, and I think Lewis Hamilton is leading this Grand Prix at the moment. But that's good. We're already chasing off the podium now. There's about 6.9 seconds to Rosberg, so we're going to have to try our hardest to gain on him. But now we're coming into the pit stops now. It's lap 10. We're coming to the pits for the prime tires now. So we gained on Rosberg a tiny bit. I believe the gap was 3 seconds to Rosberg and 3 seconds to Alonso when we came into the pits. Onto the prime tyres now. And these primes, they don't work too well at Korea. Pretty much the same deal as Singapore. They just don't rubber in. But as we come out of the pits, we just get ahead of Mark Webber there, which is pretty crucial, so he doesn't hold us up. He's on the super softs, so he hasn't pit yet. And it looks like the Hulkenberg hasn't pit yet either. So we're on lap 11 now on the prime tyres, hoping to go quite long on this. I believe we're going to about, I think these tyres go about 22 laps. So that's about, what, lap 33 we're going to on these prime tyres. So quite a long stint ahead of us to make the two-stop work, but we'll see how it goes. Coming on to lap 12 now, we're going to overtake a lot of people in the pits, and we're up to P6 at the moment. Rosberg's coming out, though. He's in P5, so it looks like some people still haven't pit up ahead. So we're in a net 4th place at the moment. Rosberg's in a net 3rd place, but now we're chasing down Rosberg for that net 3rd place. We're opening DRS. Can we maybe get him down to the hairpin? We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe try around the outside, maybe down the inside this time. Rosberg, obviously, he's got cold tyres just coming out of the pit, so this is the perfect chance to try and overtake him. I'm going to use the curves, get the slipstream on the German, and where is he going to go? We're going down the inside of Rosberg, going to leave him on the inside of the next corner, and now we're going to go to the racing line. We're allowed to do that, just cutting back to the racing line to take the corner already. And now we've got Felipe Massa in front of us. He's on the super soft, so he should get out of the way pretty much in the next lap, otherwise that would be pretty stupid of him. So we're in 3rd place at the moment now, and we're on lap 18. We've got a bit ahead into the Grand Prix, and as you can see, it is raining now. It is starting to really rain at the moment. Vettel is in front of us by 1 second. We've caught up to him. I believe there was at least a 6-second gap to Vettel, and we've caught up to him because for the last 4 laps it's been raining, and we've caught up to him because he's been struggling on those tyres in the wet conditions. But at the moment, the track's not too wet. We're still able to go around on these prime tyres. The 3rd sector is looking very much wetter than the 1st sector. As you can see here in the 1st sector, we're coming through to maybe overtake Vettel. It's a lot less spray on the tyres as it compared to the 3rd sector. But we're going to try and overtake Vettel now with the curves. I think DRS is available. It should be, because it's still not wet enough to maybe cancel it. Yeah, we do have DRS open. That's a pretty easy move. We're making quite a lot of moves on this straight, to be honest. A bit annoying that we haven't been maybe having another kind of set of amazing overtakes, but I guess that's the nature of the Korean Grand Prix. You have such a long straight on that back straight. That's pretty inevitable. But we've overtaken Sebastian Vettel now, for 2nd place. And as you can see, this spray is quite a lot now as we cut onto lap 23 at the moment. Coming to this 3rd sector, as I mentioned before, the spray is very big. Vettel has already pit for the intermediate tyres. I believe Hamilton, well, he was quite a way ahead, so I don't know what he's done at the moment. But as you can see, everyone is pretty much on the inters, I think, as we see Gutierrez trying to overtake me and unlap himself. So I've gone 1 lap too long here, so I've really made a mistake here, staying on the prime tyres for one lap too long here. And we come through this corner now. We're absolutely sliding through. We just catch the car at the moment, and that was a pretty nice save, if I do say so myself. But yeah, we're in 2nd place at the moment, but Vettel may be overtaking us now because we're just losing so much time at the moment. We're skating through these corners. We're going very gingerly through. We definitely made a huge mistake here, going 1-2 lap late onto the intermediate tyres. We're going to cut across there and gain any time we can into the pits. But yeah, I think we should have definitely pit the lap before. That's when Vettel pit, so I think we should probably just followed him in. Or not really followed him in. He was behind me, so I couldn't really tell till the last minute. But yeah, we went 1 lap too late for the intermediate tyres. So let's see where we come out. We're onto the intermediates, the green wall tyres on lap 24. And we'll have to see how much time we can make up now as we're coming out of the pits now. And I think that's Nico Rosberg. Yes, it is. We just got ahead of Nico Rosberg, crucially, but we've lost the car as we go across. And Rosberg's overtaking us. There's been a bit of contact, a bit of debris has flown. But we lost the car coming out of the corner, and now we're behind Rosberg in 5th place at the moment. Can we re-overtake him, though, straight away? There's so much spray here in Korea. Coming down to the hairpin, maybe. Can we maybe make the pass down the inside? Yes, we can. Late lunge. Can we make it? Maybe done. No, we've lost the rear tyres. Rosberg's coming back at us. Can we make it maybe move down the next corner? We've got the slipstream. We've got half of our curves. We're going to save it, though. We can try and make the move around the outside. Get to the apex first, and there we go. We got to the apex first. Cut off any kind of move Rosberg was going to make. We're in 4th place now. Alonso is 3rd. I think Vettel is now 2nd then. So we're in 4th place. We're on lap 23 at the moment, and it's not looking too good at the moment. Look at the spray here in Korea. What is it with Korea and the wet weather? And oh god, we've lost the car again in sector 3, and Rosberg's on right past us. And this is a disaster. We're going to P5, and seriously, what is with Korea and rain? We saw rain in 2010 in real life in Korea, and that was an absolute, like, crazy race. Cars spinning out, you saw McLaren spinning out, and obviously Vettel had that failure. What is with Korean rain at the moment? Here in the game, it is absolutely a monsoon here in Korea. It's really chucking it down. Visibility is so poor at the moment, but now we can just see the flashing light of Rosberg. We're going to try and catch him now, and obviously no DRS, but our momentum should maybe take us through. We've got a beautiful slipstream here. Can we make it maybe move down the inside to the hairpin? Yes, we can. We're going to squeeze Rosberg ever so much, and we've got the move done now. We're back up to 4th place, but let's see if it's short-lived. We have to see. We can't guarantee that we'll keep this place, but at the moment, it's very, very wet indeed. We'll have to see if we can continue like this in P4. But now on to lap 30. You can see on the right-hand side, my tyres are absolutely freezing. It is time for the wet weather tyres. I can't handle it anymore. For me, it is definitely time for wet. I don't know about the AI. The AI seem to be able to work their tyres much better on the intermediate tyres. I think it's another case of what happened at the Chinese Grand Prix. My intermediates just aren't getting any heat for some reason, and it's definitely too wet for me. I need to come in for the wet tyres. I'm not too sure about what the AI are going to do, but I'm going to cut across the pit again to try and get a bit of time, and we're going to come in for the pits for the wet tyres. But I'm not too sure what the AI do. In China, when I came in for the pit wet tyres, they were still on the enters and working fine, so I don't know if it's a bit of a glitch in this career mode or if anyone else has experienced this, but sometimes my intermediates just can't heat up enough in the wet conditions, so I need to go into the wets. Hopefully it is actually too wet for the intermediates, and the AI are going to be coming in soon as well. And actually looking at Chilton there, or Bianchi, he's on the wet tyres, so it looks like the front runners were just a bit late in getting to the wet tyres. So I've gone to the wet tyres 1 lap earlier than the front runners. It looked like the back markers had already gone into the wet tyres, so definitely the correct move. But let's see if we can get any places. We're up to P4, and it looks like that's the furthest we're going to get up to as we run wide there on lap 32. And looks like P4 is the highest we're going to get at the moment. And Rosberg is somewhere just right behind me right at the moment, and it looks like a safety car is being deployed on lap 33 as we came through the 3rd sector. I think Hulkenberg is now behind me. I'm not too sure about that. I swear Rosberg was behind me, but there you go. Okay, looks like Hulkenberg's now behind me, and we've got another Sauber in front of us. I believe this is Gutierrez, who is a lap down. So this is quite annoying for the restart. I've got 2 lap cars in front of me that I would ideally like to get rid of as soon as I can. But as you can see, I don't know what the hell this idiot's doing. He's sort of holding me up. He's so far away from the next car. Don't know what on earth he's thinking. But the tyres are very cold. We're going to have to be careful on the restart not to spin them up. But look at the visibility. It is shocking behind these cars. The spray is immense. And we're up to P4. We're still in P4, so I should say, overtaking those lap cars. And I believe that is, oh no, that is Suttel. And I hope that is Alonso next to him, in front of him, because hopefully we can catch him up. We'll have to see. The tyres are in good temperature at the moment, so that's good to see. We're at P4. We're on lap 37. Got a fair bit to go. Hopefully we can maybe try and charge for a podium. But on lap 41, as you can see at the moment, we're through in the 3rd sector. It's still very wet indeed, but it is. I have gained on Alonso at the moment. As you can see, he's coming to the pits. Alonso's into the pit. It looks like everyone's in the pits. I'm on P1. Everyone's coming to the pits, and as I was saying, we're catching up to Alonso. Looks like everyone's in the pits. I believe they're going to the intermediate tyres. We're going to have to follow them. I don't know what's happening at the moment. For me, the wet tyres are working well at the moment because I gained on Alonso quite a lot in the 3rd sector on the wet tyres, but we're going to have to follow what everyone else does because I'm assuming they know what they're doing. So I'm going to come into the pits at the moment. Unlike Kimi Raikkonen, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just coming into the inters. I'm going to follow in what the AI do. I know that's probably not the best option, but we'll see how it goes. And on lap 43, here we go for the green wall tyres. We're going to bring them in. Hopefully it's a good pit stop. Yes, there is. And at the moment, we are in P2, but it should go down to P4. There we go, down to P4. So we're back where we were, but Alonso is quite close to me. So we'll have to see how the inters go. I understeered a bit, but we'll have to hope that these inters don't lose temperature like last time. If they do, we are in complete disaster. We may have to make another pit stop for wet tyres. It's just another weird case that the AI can seem to go on the inters and I can't. And we can't to lap 43. That is exactly the case. As you can see, the tyres are getting cold once more, and I'm really struggling for pace at the moment. We're coming through these corners now, and it is just not working for me. I'm not getting any grip at the moment. We're going horribly wide there on the right-hander. just not getting any bite or traction or turning, and these tyres are absolutely not working at the moment. But it looks like, as we look behind us, Mark Webber is chasing after us, and he's on the intermediates, all the AI on bloody intermediates. I don't know how they're making these work, but I am struggling here with tyre temperatures, and looks like Mark Webber is going to overtake me pretty easily for 4th place, and this is an absolute disaster. We may be going backwards, we lost the rear there, and we've just caught it, but this may be a complete disaster here at the Korean Grand Prix. Lap 44, we're just going backwards at the moment with no tyre temps on the intermediate tyres, and then later on in the lap it's the same story, as we are really struggling for grip, and we're going wide, completely wide there. And you can see on the right, completely no temperature, no heat in the tyres. Drozen's overtaken us. We're in 6th place at the moment. It's going from bad to worse, getting so much understeer here at the moment. On lap 45, we're still going with these intermediates, going to this it's sector 2 now. We're going wide again. Button's trying to overtake me. I've just got the place back, but the only reason I'm sticking out is because the AI somehow are making it work, and I'm just confused at, should I be coming in for the wets at the moment, but they're all overtaking me now. It looks like I've got such poor traction, and Massa is overtaking me, Button's overtaking me, come through the left-hander now, really going too fast on the apex, we're losing control of the car, and we've crashed into the barrier. And that's it. That's our Korean Grand Prix over. Got on the apex, way too much speed, and we've hit the barrier and we're out of the Grand Prix. I don't know what it was. It's the exact same thing that happened in China, except we were able to go a bit longer here in Korea. In China, it kind of gave up halfway through, but yeah, I don't know, the intermediates just didn't work for us, but that's crucial points lost. Even if it was just 8th place, still would have been points. Lewis Hamilton wins the race, Fernando Alonso in 2nd place, I think that was, and Vettel in 3rd. And that means they gain on me in the championship. We've still got the lead, but Hamilton is very close now. He is very close. He's in the same, he's within 7 points of me. Vettel and Alonso have closed up as well. It's a 4-horse race, as Ryan Littlemore would say, for the championship at the moment. We're going to have to hope that Japan is a much better one. Japan is a much better track for me. Yeah, but we're going to have to also hope it stays dry, because at the moment, I can't solve this mystery about what happens on the wet tyres, because it just seems I can't get temperature. But if you guys enjoyed that, do give it a like, comment below what you thought, subscribe if you're new for Weekly F1. I've been aarava, and I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.